Hey guys, welcome back to day 3 of becoming the horror movie in your messaging for your non-ideal clients. So on day 1, we talked all about the courage, the mindset, the too muchness, basically looking at being the horror movie and saying, I'm gonna dive headfirst into that. Yesterday, we talked all about your dismantle, specifically bragging about your differentiators. So if you haven't watched either of those two, make sure you go back and watch those. We're just doing 5 straight in a week, so you don't have to go back too far. So today is all about creating one-liners for your business that you are known for. Okay, what's a one-liner? So a lot of you guys have heard one-liners in the context of your mission statement or that one all-encompassing line that you have for your business, and you put a lot of pressure on yourself to write the perfect one-liner. I know that because you guys DM me about it all the time and you're like, I don't know my one-liner, and I help you with it. So I know that this is a very stressful statement for you to come up with, that one sentence that's going to do the selling for you. I have a training on it in my membership, Unicorn Messaging, but that's not actually what we're talking about today. Today, we're talking all about one-liners that your brand becomes known for. So the same way Nike has their swoosh, the same way you've seen logos that you recognize, the same way, you know, every kiss begins with K, these taglines, these slogans, these are things that companies use the same way they would use with a visual color or brand or pattern or mascot, but you do it with language. Because when you have these one-liners that you can reuse and recycle and keep saying again and again, kind of like how I keep saying, you know, I'm gonna make you an absolute horror movie for your non-ideal clients with your messaging, people start to recognize you for something specific. And then they start reciting this one-liner to people when they're at dinner, when they're at a coffee chat, when they're at an event. They're like, oh, do you know this person? And they're like, Jessica? And you're like, you know, Jessica, like every client's a mirror, or you know what I mean? So it's like everyone has these weird little quips that they keep saying, but now we're gonna actually make it real. And we're not just gonna keep saying these quips like they're these cute things. We're gonna conceptualize them and define them and write them down, because they're not cute. They're your ticket to being remembered. So if we actually make them a thing, then people can start reciting them. So let me give you a few more examples of my one-liners that I use in my business. So the one you're all here for, become a horror movie for your non-ideal clients with the right messaging. So why do these one-liners make you the horror movie? So I'm gonna give you 2 more of that. I also say become the unicorn. That goes with my membership, Unicorn Messaging, and my podcast. And then I also use the term 3D brand voice, which is actually gonna be what tomorrow is all about. So I'm not gonna get into what that means, but you might have a framework or a thing or just something that you say. And here's what makes these things special. I'm not looking at you to just go get your one-liners from who knows where in your business and just start saying random stuff. Like, it's time to grow. I want these one-liners to actually be very potent, concise statements that mirror your dismantle. So go back to your dismantle, look at a process, a belief, or a narrative that you dismantled yesterday, and then ask yourself, what is one sentence I can say to very clearly and potently turn this around? So if you want to drop it in the comments, you absolutely can, and I can give you some feedback off of that. So what I want you to drop in the comments right now is if you have a dismantle and you're like, I want to create a really potent one-liner from that dismantle. And then I know a lot of you guys are gonna be watching this on replay, so I'm gonna keep going. So let's say you have a candle company and you have organic scents, and these scents are really good for you. There's no like weird chemicals, but they also don't smell like earth. They smell like fun flavors that you actually want to smell like, I don't know, like California beach vibes. So your dismantle is organic candles that don't smell organic. So your one-liner that you can always say is, you know, smells like chemicals, but your lungs love them. So you could joke around if you wanted to be like irreverent and be like, yeah, it's like the chemical stuff, but it's actually natural. That could also be your one-liner. It's actually natural. Or burn something good for you, but really great for your nose. So as you can see, I'm just rattling off these quips, but the one thing that you see in all of these one-liners is they are mirroring a core differentiator, because you want people, if they're going to recite something about you, if people are going to be like, oh my gosh, you're the girl who like helps people become the unicorn, that's not by accident. That's because while all these other copywriters are saying things like 3 C's, clarity, you know, whatever they're saying, I'm like, no, screw that. I don't care about your clarity or these 5 tips for you to have better copy. I'm here to take your messaging from a 6 to blowing it out of the water so you're creating your own category, and then you're able to position yourself as the unicorn of whatever industry you are trying to dominate. Difference. When people see me, I want them to think unicorn brands, not just people with good copy, because that's so bland. So to kind of wrap this up, because today is a much shorter one, because I really want you to take this and go implement immediately. Go look at your dismantle, go create little quips and one-liners about your dismantle, then go start saying them. Go start putting them in your stories again and again. Go start making a reel with B-roll and this one-liner you came up with and go post it. Go talk about your dismantle in a phone call. That's anyone else getting like spam calls all the time? I get a spam call probably every hour and it's driving me crazy. So if you have software that can literally make people lose my phone number, please tell me. So I'm so excited for you guys to go use these one-liners. And if you're thinking to yourself, Lucy, it's so cool that like you can do that, but I can't. There's no way I can come up with these things the way your brain comes up with them. Definitely join me in Unicorn Messaging. It's my membership for people who feel like their copy's at that 5 or a 6 and they want those spicy tweaks and that knowledge so they can hone their own messaging skills and learn how to do the things that I'm doing for my clients every single day so that they can truly become the unicorn in their industry. So if you'd like to join the membership or get details on it, just drop me the word unicorn or drop me a unicorn emoji and I will give you details about that in the DMs, because this is what we do. In that membership, we create your I want to say like digital footprint, but I'm like, oh, that's so super corporate. I don't love that. We create your verbal stamp. So we take your dismantle, we take the things that people know you for, and we create through a process of you submitting it to me and me tightening it up for you, these lines that people know you by. So if you're like, I'm ready to be that person that people talk about at the dinner table because my messaging is on fire, join me. Comment unicorn and I will give you details. That's pretty much it. Tomorrow we're going to be working on the 3D brand voice. I already gave you that sneak peek today. So I'm really excited to show you guys how I do this, because it's the reason my brand feels like an actual person and not someone trying extremely hard. So have a great rest of your day, everybody, and I'll see you tomorrow.